I'm sure we have all, as men, been through situations like this before when it comes down to dealing with women, when it comes down to getting in these shouting and arguing matches with women. Yeah, I've had my share of arguments with people in the past. I I can, some days I've let my emotions get to me, but now as you get wiser, you start to know better. And at the end of the day, you have to understand that, okay, men, we should not be arguing with women like that. Okay? We shouldn't, especially over petty nonsense. Okay? Because some women will intentionally pick fights with men because something was left out or something was misplaced. Okay? Don't argue with no woman. Don't snap on her. Don't scream at her. Don't throw things. No, we have to use logic when it comes to dealing with certain things. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have disagreements. You're going to have disagreements, but you have to say your piece and then say, you know what, this is how I feel, and never, never back down on how you feel. She may not like it, she may not agree with it, but this is how you feel. And you're not going to change your mind. You're not going to change your mind to please her. Look, we just going to have to agree to disagree on this. I'm not going back and forth over the same thing because we're not going to get nowhere. I've said my piece. This is how I feel. You feel this way. Let's move on. Okay, we have to understand that. You know, you can't, as men, we cannot be sitting here and letting our emotions take over, in certain situations. Yeah, you're going to have your little spouse. I'm not saying you're not going to argue that. You're going to argue, but don't argue to the point where you have a shouting match and you snapping, you throwing things, you hitting things. And no. If it gets to that point where you think it's going to get heated, you say, you know what, I'm not even going to say nothing. I'm going to go in the other room because I know where this is going to go, and I ain't trying to deal with it. Now, if she's going to follow you and get in your face, that's when you walk out the door and say, you know what, I'm going to walk out the door because I'm not going to fight with you. That's what you have to do. Because women will try to test you. Women will try so hard to test you and get you to come out of your character. Now, for instance, for an example, now I'm not saying that you can't, take up for yourself when you think you've been done wrong or you think she accusing you of doing something. No, you defend yourself. You sit there and say, look, I didn't do this. I did this because of X, Y, and Z. Now, if you did something that really hurt her, just say, look, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done this to you. In the future, I'll try my best to, consider your feelings. I'll try my best to do better so that won't upset you again. Then that's it. You done with it because you done apologize, and at that point you done move on. Now, if that person continues and continues to bring it up on a daily basis, then first thing you're supposed to say is, look, this is examples. Now you use your own when you say this. Look, I done said I apologize. I done said I was sorry for doing what I did. Okay, I'm apologize for not washing the dishes. I apologize for leaving mess on the floor. I apologize because I didn't your car. That's it. And you keep bringing it up. I didn't already apologize. And she continues to bring it up. At that point, you tune. At that point, when you keep doing that, I'm tuning you out anyway because I already didn't apologize. And at that point, you trying to push my buttons. At that point, so you have to understand. You have to know when you know what. I'm not even gonna argue with you. I'm gonna let you say what you gotta say. I'm gonna let you get your piece out. You mad? I'm gonna let you rant. Okay, fine, whatever. If you feel that you need to rant, you need to rant. Doesn't mean that you know punk. It doesn't mean that you lose the argument. I'm gonna let you rant because at the end of the day, you cannot win an argument with a woman. Having the last word doesn't mean you won an argument. Okay, you going back and forth and name calling doesn't mean you won an argument because you doing that. It's just going to get worse and it's going to turn into something real, real bad. Okay, now if she calls you out of your name, now you supposed to sit there and you supposed to check her one time and say, listen, I'm not. It ain't gonna happen again. You ain't gonna sit there and call me out my name, especially if I didn't call you out your name. You supposed to nip that in the bud right then and there. Because if she keeps doing that, she doesn't respect you. I don't care what somebody says about, oh, I love you here. No, because you can love somebody but not respect them enough. And if you don't respect nobody enough, you're gonna do anything you want to do, say anything you want to say because you don't respect them. So I don't. Love is it's about respect at the end of the day. And sometimes you gotta let a woman know you're not gonna sit there and call me out my name. If you do it again, I'm out the door. And then you stick to your guns, you stick to your principles, and let her know, all right, I mean business. Now, if you continue to do things to hurt her, and you know you're wrong, and she sits there and lays down the law and tells you, you keep doing what you're doing, I'm done with you. What you gonna do? Now, you brought that on yourself. There's nothing I can do for you on that. You brought that on yourself. You can't defend it. You can't snap on her about it. Don't. No. All right. Well, all right. Just take it on chin. Walk away. But at that point, I just don't believe in arguing with somebody, with women all the time, is get you anywhere because y'all still going back into the same thing. Okay, y'all have a disagreement, walk away. It starts to get a little heated, walk away. Come back a few minutes later, a few hours later, and discuss it. And discuss it like adults. Leave me your thoughts.